The Nintendo Shack is back. We're missing one player, and that's kind of whack. I don't know where Jason is. Player 1 we're missing. But hey, I'm here, player 4, so I'm filling in the captain's chair this week. It is your host, Kevin, as you know from PSVG. And we, of course, have the normal Shack crew, Donnie and Caro. How we doing?
Good. Player 3, yo. Greetings, Kooplings. Direct day.
Caro?
Game with the same player 2. I was going to make myself player 1 because it was red, but I figured since Jason's normally the host, he needed to be in the front, so...
Yeah, I think Jason's character hasn't been unlocked yet, because we'll get into the details how that all works when Smash comes out, but yeah.
No, I made sure that I screen capped that whole thing from the video today, and we had all 70 of them, and then they dropped the Piranha Plant on me. It's like,
I was about to say, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you're missing some. So, but we'll get to that. Unless you've been living under a rock, the internet has exploded today with the Smash Direct that came out, detailing basically everything else we needed to know. Answered all questions, I think. Ran for about 40 minutes, give or take, a couple there, and gave us all the details, all the characters, all the assist trophies, all the stages, how online works, every single mode, DLC coming. So we're going to break it all down for you this evening and give you our thoughts on what happened, basically wrap it all up. So let's jump right in, guys. Biggest news I think everyone's waiting for is to see exactly how many characters total we were going to get. And the grand total is 74 at launch, 75 if you count the extra character that we'll talk about shortly. So the two...
And then another 5 we'll make.
Another 5, yep. We'll get to that. So the two detailed in here each got their own trailer as... Well, not really their own trailer, I would say. Their trailers were actually tied together, if you think about it. It was one big trailer that detailed the last characters. One was not a surprise, I think, at all. We all kind of saw it coming. It's the Echo Fighter for... I always call him Ryu, but they keep saying Ryu, so I don't know. I'm still going with Ryu for me. Ken from Street Fighter has dropped in. His moves, he does move a little bit quicker than Ryu, but he doesn't have as strong of a punch. They do have the two final smashes they can perform there. Your thoughts then? I mean, this wasn't really a surprise, I think, in anybody's part, but are you at all excited? Did it move the needle at all to see Ken in there as well as Ryu?
The most exciting thing for me was when he was like, "Hey, Zelda, come here, girl," and Link stops in like, "Back the hell up. This is my girl right here."
Link didn't say that, though, because Link doesn't talk.
Yeah, it's called body language. You could just see him, and you could tell, he doesn't need to speak. Man of little words, that Link.
He jumped over her to get in front of him, but like, back the fuck.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I like the introduction. I like Ken. I think they're doing enough different with him that it doesn't just feel like a clone. We've seen clones in Smash, and I don't think this feels like it. He moves, I'd say, like significantly faster.
Yeah,
he's not gonna feel like just a tank, like Ryu did. And I like he's got his own kick moves.
Yeah, the kick.
And all of his fire animations. That's cool. I like it. I really like that Street Fighter theme.
He's got a great theme.
It's a good fit.
Yeah. Definitely. And then as Ken's ended, a new challenger approach that came after Ken, and that was Incineroar from Pokemon. I can honestly say 100% I did not see this one coming in the least. An interesting character for sure. I'll give him that. It's not a standard character that's similar, I think, to anybody else that we've seen so far. Possibly like a quicker Donkey Kong is probably the closest thing, simply because of the grab moves and the throwing around type deal. But he seems to move much quicker. Interesting trailer overall. It's pretty funny to see them all interact with each other as they were popping in, but Incineroar is our final Smash character, as they said. Caro, you like Pokemon. Is this one of your I know you said Litten you like better. And
Pokemon too. Donnie and I are like the only, me, Donnie, and Lobo are like the Pokemon people. I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get Decidueye. I understand that we wanted to have somebody that was representing the latest Alolan region. And most of the time we go with the most fully evolved because they're the most with the bringing back Pokemon Trainer. And so we have like all of the Gen 1 starters and various evolutions. But Charizard was that full evolved fire type. We had Greninja, who was the fully evolved water type. Why didn't we get Decidueye, who would be the grass type? And there's your 3 starter types. Like, I think that Decidueye would probably make more sense, but with the pro wrestler type thing that they were trying to do with Incineroar, it made sense. I mean, he looks great, and I think his moveset is very interesting. I like the whole taunting after every single move type thing. It's a bit extra, but it's just nothing that I expected, and I just don't think it makes sense in terms of what's best to represent the Pokemon franchise, if that makes any sense.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of the Pokemon, I think, overall in Smash. I don't have a problem with them being in Smash, don't get me wrong, but playing as them, I've never been a huge fan. I do like playing as Mewtwo, and I do like playing as Lucario, but all the other Pokemon, I don't really ever use that much. Like, I've tried them all, obviously, but they haven't really done anything for me. This one looks like it might be something I can play with. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely interested. It's got my attention. Now, how about you, Pokemaster Don?
Well, I should also point out that I am a little bit biased against Incineroar because I had this adorable Litten starter, and Torracat was not so bad either. But then when it gets to Incineroar and it turns from a quadruped into a bipedal like freak, I wasn't exactly happy. My cute kitten went bye-bye. So I'm a little biased.
I love it. So there's a lot to like about it. First, I get like real like Zangief vibes.
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of cool. And elemental differences aside, yeah, he's a fire type, but in Smash, he might as well be like a ground. He's just beating up fools, man. Which I enjoy. I like the wrestling aspect. I thought the moves were cool, but not good. That was kind of the interesting thing for him, where I was like, he's got really cool moves. I love that they included that final smash from the Pokemon Sun like Ultra move that they used to do. He throws them into the ring and then the big explosions. That's really cool. Pokemon Sun was great, so I like that inclusion. But he's got like a lot of risk reward downside to his character. A lot of things. If you miss, it goes really bad for you pretty quickly. So I don't know. They showed him like where he just dove off the map, and they showed the other one where if you miss the timing on the suplex. But I guess he's powerful enough that if you get good, it's worth it. I don't know. I was just like, he seems to have more weaknesses than pros at the moment, considering that they kind of hulked him up and he's all big and bad. But I'm down for it. I think I'd rather have him than Decidueye, I guess. But there's a lot more others I'd rather have. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of others that they would rather have. But I'm okay with it.
Now, you put Incineroar versus Pikachu in the Luchador mask in the wrestling ring level. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Make a little Pokken tournament match there. So that wraps up the 74 characters there. They did announce the 75th one. If you purchase Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and register it before the end of January, you get the 75th fighter for free. Another one I did not see coming whatsoever, and it's a piranha plant.
Like you made a plant. You had to have been smoking the plant to come up with this. Is all I've got to say.
I mean, so here's the thing. I didn't see it coming. I never would have asked for it. Never would have expected it. But it's not super terrible, I think. Like, the moveset seemed interesting. It's definitely going to work different than any other character. And I think, honestly, so look at it this way. Donnie shaking his head. Who do you think would play better in a match? The Piranha Plant or, like, Game & Watch, who's honestly pretty bad to deal with in Smash? Because he's just like, ding, ding, ding. Everything's, like, slow and weak. This might be better. This might be a little bit better. And then his ultimate smash turning into Petey and like growing giant is awesome.
I do like that. Cool. You know what? I hate the internet because there's all this Smash stuff from today and stuff, and people have already put that Peachette crown on the Piranha Plant and done stuff with that.
Of course.
Like, why?
Yep.
My favorite one though is the guy turning around and looking at the other girl while he's walking with his girlfriend, and it's Sakurai with Waluigi, and turn around and look at the Piranha Plant. I mean, of all things, it's just kind of
biggest troll.
It's like we're gonna make people talk.
It's the biggest troll ever, like just to do stuff like this. But yeah, so if you buy the game basically before February 1st and register it, whether it's digital, if you do it digital, you get it automatically. If you buy the game physical, you just have to do your gold point redemption type thing, and you'll get a code emailed to you to download the Piranha Plant. Now, it is worth saying that the Piranha Plant will be buyable afterwards for those who sleep on Smash Brothers, but let's be honest, folks, you're not going to sleep on this. You're either getting it or you're not, I think, by February, unless for some reason it was somebody saving up for like birthday or something down the line. But
I like the recolors. All the rainbow piranha plants are really cool.
Yeah. I'm not nearly as enamored. It's interesting. It's an interesting reveal, right? It was cool. It's weird. It's weird in a cool way. I'll give you that. I think it's beneath Smash. They're not giving a character a character. They're giving like a level asset, and I think that's weird. Even if you want to try to give it some character, I just think that's beneath the brand of Smash, and should probably go towards somebody that is a character, regardless of who you want in versus who you don't. Like just an actual character. Versus just a level builder. I was making jokes like, what are we going to get, the question block or just the regular block next, like the pipe? And it's cool that he's got legs. Do you see that? Like he runs, which is neat. It's funny. I'll put it. I'm really glad that they're not charging for this. It makes a lot of sense that they give this away. I would have been upset if they were like, and we've got DLC characters, and number one is the plant. And I'm like, oh no. But the fact that you can't be too mad about it, the fact that they're getting it, it's okay.
So you said that they gave it to a character, not a level asset. Rob was not a character in the game. He was an accessory, and they have the Wii Fit trainer, who wasn't really a character either. They gave a whole persona to this thing that had no persona. If you played Wii Fit, they just did something like stand in this pose and hold it. There was no personality or character at all. But
still, the Piranha Plant is like a level asset. It's an obstacle. You jump over it. It's not a character. Wii Fit Trainer was a character. She guided you through stuff like it was an actual character. I've never even thought of the Piranha Plant. Yeah.
Piranha Plant lives matter, Donnie.
So if you play Mario Maker, people in Smash are people that you control in Mario Maker, not the folks that you actually put on the map in Mario Maker. It's like, what do we got next? Like just coin? Like what happens?
So I will say though, out of the three new fighters that we confirmed announced, as stupid as it is, I like the Piranha Plant better than I like Ken or Incineroar. I'm just saying, that's just salty
hate. I think I'm Ken and Incineroar, and then now my son popped for Incineroar. Of course, I think anybody would have known that. He got really excited. He's like Incineroar. So yeah,
it works. They did announce, obviously, a whole bunch of new Mii Fighter outfits, which is awesome because one of my gripes with the last one was that they were all available for purchase. You had to pay extra money to get the Mii Fighters costumes, which I'm like, why would you spend money on these? Like, yes, they weren't expensive, but still, I was like, out of all the DLC, out of all the DLC you had to buy if you didn't get the pass separately, and I don't think even the Mii Fighter outfits, were they included in the pass? I don't think they were. That was just the characters. Because there was a ton of Mii Fighter stuff that came out.
Yeah, but it was like a pack where you had to buy it for like 99 cents each.
There were some of them that weren't even that much. You could get you could pick and choose, and some of them were like 50 cents.
Right. So I do like this time around. They are basically putting them in the game. You do have to buy them, but they're with in-game currency. So they're all basically unlockables as far as I'm concerned. So you use your gold coins you earn throughout the game to then purchase these outfits. They showed new outfits from all different games, including Splatoon 2, ARMS, Breath of the Wild costumes, Nintendo Labo costume, which was awesome. The little robot
that was awesome. That was awesome. Yes.
And then my personal favorite, Chibi Robo, gets some recognition finally in Smash. It's not the flaming Chibi Robo, but hey, maybe you could do that as like a pose, a taunt. That'd be great.
That'd be amazing. That'd be way better than Piranha Plant. Like just full on flaming Chibi. That'd be amazing. Flaming Chibi Robo would be awesome.
That's not a stab at his sexual orientation. We have no idea how he identifies himself. It's not.
Oh my gosh.
So continuing on there, we got the DLC is confirmed. They did say yes, DLC will come out. Donnie was commenting during the thing as we were all talking like they're not going to do any more characters. Like no, they're absolutely going to do DLC.
And he was right. Absolutely, will be doing DLC.
Yeah. They didn't even finish the presentation, and they're like, hey, by the way, there's DLC coming too. So when they said last fighter, and then they still introduced the Piranha Plant as an additional fighter, then like, oh, by the way, there's still 5 more coming. So 5 more coming by the end of February 2020, they're saying. Each pack will have a new fighter, a new stage corresponding with said fighter, and then a music pack that will probably contain a couple songs from whatever that's from. They will retail for $6 each if you buy them separately, or if you buy the pass, because of course there's a season pass, you get them all for $25. and you get an in-game outfit accessory for your Mii Fighter for Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which as they showed that, we said we could hear Caroline screaming from where we
chat,
were.
We were like, insert Caroline scream here.
It'd still be a DLC character. I like how they actually had to be like, guys, we really know that Xenoblade 2 is a really popular thing, and we're really sorry about this, but we had already started development in this before the game even came out. So they're throwing us bones. They're giving us a lot of good Xenoblade 2 content and stuff. And I think it's a cute outfit. I really do. Just kind of disappointed. It broke my little heart with I had my Rex Pyramithra combo kind of in my head, and we'll see.
So, I even tweeted this today. I was like, if I learned a lesson from Wii U, and that's to buy the pass, because when they said the pass, I was thinking season pass, but this isn't a season pass. This is just for the characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if they do any more Mii outfits or anything, you're not getting any of that included. So that kind of changes my initial take. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to buy the pass right away. I might wait for a character that I feel like I have to have, because there is a benefit. If you buy the pass, you save $5, but if you only want one of the 5 characters, that's not really a deal. So I don't know. It'll depend on the characters. Now, I will say, to go on to my original point, if you want to take it a different way, I did learn a lesson with Wii U. When it comes to the DLC characters they charge for, they were awesome. We're talking Mewtwo, Cloud, Ryu. These were great. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get Piranha Plant. No. This is Nintendo. This is how they do DLC. I'm expecting more than Piranha Plant. So it'll be worth the money. I think in the end it'll be worth the money. But I may just want to know, 1 or 2 before I just go full in on all 5.
That makes sense. Makes sense. It's worth noting, too, you can pre-purchase the game digitally with the Fighter's Pass in the eShop before December 6th at midnight, basically. So before the game launches, you'll earn My Nintendo member points, bonus gold points, or double the usual amount, basically, for purchasing the game if you buy it ahead of time. So if you're still up in the air or you haven't pre-ordered now, here's the time to do it. You get double the reward points if you plan on doing it digitally as well. I think I'm still doing physical. I have the Amazon Prime discount already pre-ordered, and I don't want this much space taken up on my Nintendo Switch, because I can't imagine the size of the file. It's going to be massive. And then plus all the DLC stuff as you start downloading, you're just taking up more and more space. So,
sure.
But yeah, if you haven't pre-order now. Get it digital if you're not concerned with space, and get those bonus points so you can get a discount something down the line. Big news that kind of everybody anticipated coming out, the hidden single-player campaigns that we had kind of seen teased there. They showed a pretty cool trailer highlighting what they call the World of Light, which is their single-player adventure mode. Basically, you can check out the trailer online right now. Did you guys watch the link that Seth posted in the Discord, the Infinity War mashup with that trailer?
My God. No, I just already drew the parallel before it, so I knew you were going to do it.
You need to watch it. It is amazing. It is so well done. So it's a lot of fun. But basically the premise of what's happening here is something caused all the numerous game characters to lose their bodies, transform into spirits, basically into possessed versions of themselves. You see Mario, basically we made the joke that Mario was going into the Upside Down because it literally was a dark Mario coming out of the bottom of regular Mario. Yeah. But Master Hands basically fall from the sky, attack all of our stars there, and basically make them disappear, much like the Thanos snap in Infinity War that made people... Spoilers. I don't care anymore. It's been a year. Get over it, people. So this trailer was shown at the very, very end of the actual direct there. So basically brought a lot of hype into people who are hoping for a good single-player content there, and it looks like we're getting at least something there with World of Light, which seems pretty cool. Were you guys excited to see finally the confirmation of a quote-unquote at least story mode type thing?
Freaking Kirby, man. I was so excited, and then all the hatred came down for Kirby between you and Bobby, and people on Twitter hating on Kirby. And I was watching with my son when I came home, and oh god, he was hooked. He was in it. He was sitting there, and I almost recorded it, but I did a motion picture instead, so I didn't have the audio. Mm-hmm. But in audio, he was like, "Come on, Kirby, come on." He's rooting for him, which I thought I was like, he's totally into it, which I thought was great. So yeah, man, go Kirby. That I don't know what that boss is that was controlling the Master Hands, right? Well, I've got this link here to comicbook.com where they said it's some angel, but I've heard other people give it names and stuff. I don't know if there's a Nintendo. I've never seen that before. I don't know what that is, but it's
I don't know either.
Winged angel-like creature.
the first thing that jumped out at me, and I made the comment, and looking at the still screenshot that's in this article you posted as well from Comic Book, it doesn't look like it here, but as I was watching it move, the first thing it reminded me of was the Pokemon that had the red flying guy and the blue flying guy together. And that's why I said in our chat thing, I was like, hey, it's Pokemon. I was like, is there like a legendary Pokemon causing all this havoc or something like that? And then apparently not. But yeah, they didn't really say what it is. But then you think about it, the whole bosses of Smash Bros. Has always been kind of weird, like Master Hand. Like they only really explained it in the first one. I was like, no, these are toys, and this is the person's imagination making these toys come to life and playing with them. But then after that, they kind of just abandoned it. Just Master Hand or Crazy Hand was in every single one without really any explanation as to what a story was. So it's cool to see him do at least something. So whatever this is, who knows if we're actually going to face off against it or it's just going to be
I have to imagine we do, or there's like some sort of cutscene or something at the end that kind of explains something. But I mean, I'll tell you what, for a trailer, they did the job. I want to know. Yeah. I went and Googled trying to find out. I want to know. There are other people that we want to know what it is. So that like they did their job. And they also showed a beautiful overworld of you traveling around and taking on all these different
did you get Bravely vibes like I did? That like sketched out watercolor stuff is like from Bravely Default, you know, the overworld.
So Daniel in the thing was saying that that's basically how Dragalia looks. He was like, that is like almost shot for shot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, kinda. A little bit. Mm-hmm.
So that we've got even more to talk about, but I mean, just from this little trailer and the other bits, I mean, I think I'm going to be playing this game a lot more than I played the Wii U version, and that's saying quite a bit.
It's basically, you know, it's not the Subspace Emissary that we had in the previous one that I played over and over and over again. But this is something that I think is going to give me something to chip away at for sure. And I do want to point out that the chat totally agrees with me on Kirby, by the way, Donnie. So no surprises there.
All of you are wrong.
Dumb.
Hey, as I told you, the only reason Kirby was the one who survived this rapture that happened in the trailer was because that was Sakurai's first character.
Just spitting in the face of Sakurai, Iwata, and my cat is what you're all doing. Just
out of those three, I like your cat the best. So just saying,
cat's freaking
awesome. So the not so secret spirit mode that we saw was also uncovered. We saw that in the digital distorted issue during the last Smash Bros. Direct, and somebody kind of unpixelated. It was like, it looks like this says spirits, and everyone immediately made a tie into the whole Luigi's Mansion trailer where Death came and killed Luigi, took the ghost right out of him. So people are drawing that parallel a lot. So it remains to be seen if that actually is tied into what's going on in this. I still think there's more to be unveiled as opposed to just what we saw in that trailer as far as the story is concerned. But in the world of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, all the video game characters we saw lost their bodies. They become spirits. This is where it gets a little weird for me in this whole direct, as they try to explain what these spirits do. So they've ditched the trophies. So all those collectible trophies we get and unlock throughout beating the game over and over again and playing the stages, picking up in the middle of the game. I loved going through the trophies personally and reading the little history you got of the characters. Even though I knew 90% of them, I still liked seeing them. But they've ditched that because now they don't need to render 3D models for all the stuff. It's just simply these kind of 2D things. But these spirits serve the same purpose as far as they're a historical collection of iconic video game characters, items throughout all gaming, not just Nintendo platforms. We see some stuff from Metal Gear. You know, we see all different characters in these trailers. Everything from, you know, Chibi Robo, Dr. Wily, Revolver Ocelot was one. And basically, as you collect these spirits in the game, your character is able to equip a team of spirits there to power them up, basically enhancing their different categories, whether it be their defense, their offense, their grab abilities. So you can kind of enhance your fighter there. I think the way they explained it was a little weird at first because my initial instinct was like, well, that's not fair right off the bat because let's just say day one, all the spirits I collect are crappy, and I go to play Jason who unlocked this legendary spirit already, and he may be OP like right off the bat. It's like, how? I don't want to say that, but I have a feeling it's got to limit it somehow in the matchmaking because that's too much of a wild card, I think, to be like, hey, this person has all legendary spirits and you don't.
I don't think you're going to be able to do spirits with online multiplayer.
Online play. I don't think they are.
This is total solo local stuff.
I thought so, but they did say you'll get to preview your opponent's spirits and pick your best spirit combination to go up against.
I think that's just like your opponent, the computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, as we said, players can equip spirits to power up or add abilities, speed, strength to their fighter. You can mix and match to get the upper hand over certain types of enemies. So when you see your opponent, you'll see what spirits they have and say, okay, they're really strong at grapple, so let me go and power up my attack or whatever the case is, so I can take them down better.
And if you make it fair, or if you can go in a little underpowered, you'll reap more rewards out of it than if you open yourself and go in. So they did mention that too. The unlockables you get for winning. If you're super OP, you're not going to get much, but if you're even or even underpowered and you still beat them, you're going to get way more and rewards back there. Main way to acquire spirits is to win spirit battles. How this works is basically you match up with I don't know if it's another player. I guess it could be co-op, couch co-op type player thing, or you're playing against a computer. It'll match you up. You guys will vote on what spirit you want to obtain in the match, and the winner basically gets that spirit. So it's all, free for all to try and unlock spirits as you go through. After you win a spirit battle, you have to compete a roulette challenge. This little disc kind of spins around the spirit. They say it's their shield. And there will be an opening in the shield, and you can shoot your gun, which they didn't really explain, but for some reason you have like this laser gun. And if you shoot the spirit, you basically get that spirit. If you don't, they did make a note to point out that you will damage the shield, put another hole in it essentially, and next time you run into that spirit, that damage will remain on there. So eventually, if you play enough, you'll get whatever spirit you're looking for, it seems like, which is cool. So it's another factor there that makes it not easy to obtain spirits, but it doesn't make it impossible for kids who maybe aren't super good at the game, that they will eventually get everything that they're looking for if they just kind of keep grinding it out. They'll hit it at some point. You will be able to level up your spirits, making them even better. They showed all different things like a treasure hunt mode. You could send them out to get treasure and gold for you. You can put them into the gym, which was funny because you had the trainer from Punch Out was in the training room, basically encouraging your spirits, Doc, to encourage your spirits to level up and become more powerful. So there's a big aspect to the spirits where they're equipped like an accessory. However, you can level them up. So I almost think of them as like a Pokemon team. You have an overall ranking, and you can level up each of those Pokemon and get your overall rank up. So it's kind of that kind of same dynamic there. So it definitely adds a whole other layer we've never seen in Smash Brothers at all. And lots of replayability, because they made a point of saying, like, how many spirits do you think there'll be? And people throwing out numbers. I think, Caro, you said there's got to be like 1,000.
There's 4 figures at least.
Right.
At least.
So your overall thoughts, Donnie, on the whole spirit dynamic, does that get you more interested to grind it out, or...
Okay, so when we were watching it the first time, I was watching it with you guys on Twitch, I was posting in Discord, I was retweeting on Twitter, and I've got to admit, I was extremely overwhelmed. And I think a lot of people were in that thing. Like, in our Discord, everybody was like, what the hell are we watching? Like, we have no idea what's going on. Mm-hmm. I will admit, having at least read the press release, doing some notes, doing a little research, but really, watching it a second time with my son, where I just sat there and watched it, definitely didn't feel as overwhelmed as I did the first time. Like, now I was like, oh, I get it now. I think what this is it's trophies, but it's also like the item loot thing that you had from Wii U, where you used to like feed your amiibo characters, all the different stuff. And I think this is a better version of that's like a blending of the two things. And I still think all of these spirits will have their little history paragraph
descriptions,
so you'll be able to see them all, and so you'll still have that fun collectathon part of it, but then you also have like this loot grind where you keep going to get them and feeding your characters to boost their skills to keep going. It's got like this it's RPG light mechanic. I don't know how far I would go with something like this, but the very first thing my son said was, I gotta get all the Pokemon ones, and I can imagine that there's going to be people out there that at least want to get the ones that they want to get.
Yep.
When we saw Fatal Frame, I was like, well, got to do that. Like, that's something I got to do. There will be something there for everyone, and then there will be something there for Caroline where she's going to want to get every single one. And
the Animal Crossing ones for sure. And one with Chibi Robo.
I really like the battles that they set up. They made a real strong mention that while all of these characters aren't in the game, they're going to try to set up the scenarios you're going through to be at least reminiscent of the characters, some sort of representation, some little twist. That's a heck of a lot better than just exhibition challenge mode. You just keep fighting the same thing over and over again. So I was never... Well, I was never the core Smash player, but I was also never the person that like collected all the trophies. I thought they were cool when I had them. I looked at them, but I never went out of my way to like go figure out how to do it. I think this is a better replacement for that for somebody like me.
Yeah, I think so too. And you're right. I forgot to mention that the challenges, the spirit matches you go through, there'll be different challenges. We saw like Bullet Bill was an example of one spirit you can obtain. And in that match, the whole level was littered with Bullet Bill power-ups. So you just throw them and they'll like cannons are just shooting everywhere as you go through. Somebody fought a giant Mega Man for a Mega Man spirit. So there's all these different things that you can capture and go through that add a different layer. Other than, like you said, just in the previous ones we saw, it's like, hey, you got to fight, 20 Yoshi characters. It's like, yeah, they might have a level like that, but they're giving you way more than just that in these challenges. So Caro, spirits, you held up Shantae then. Do we think Shantae has a chance in this? She's
in it. Did you not see her?
No.
She was a spirit.
Oh, yeah, she's there. There's so many people there. I mean, I don't want to step on your toes, but I saw Pearl Marina, Yarn Yoshi, Alm and Celica, Midna. The Pokemon legendary birds were there. So you could have all three of them, which was awesome.
The Guardian from
the Guardian, Rock Pikmin, Gyarados.
I mean, this is all right. I have
the Wonderful 101 guys were there. Snipper Clips folks were there. Like everybody's there. Like there's so many people that are here. It looks great.
This is all right. First of all, when it was said we're getting rid of trophies, that was like my moment of complete utter disappointment, because I love collecting the trophies and I love getting all of them and reading through and flipping through them. That was one of the best things that I ever did, like on the GameCube for Melee, and I've just loved doing it ever since. So I had that horrible feeling of disappointment. Then when I listened a little bit more and I realized this is literally a merging of the stickers and the trophies.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
Big collection, and there's functionality to it. So not just hey, we have all of these cool things that you can read about history and stuff, but they will actually, I drew the parallel that it's kind of like the Palico system in Monster Hunter, where you have your Palicos, which are the little kitty cats that will fight alongside you, and you can send them off to go do gathering quests, or you can send them to the dojo to level up, to get better, to help you in your fights. In addition to that, let me see. What else was I going to say? Oh, it's a good way to do event mode, because this isn't exactly like all of the fights where you do get the spirits. It's pretty much how they did event mode for every other game. So you've got like the 3 Able sisters, but they're all represented by Sonic. So it might not be the character, but there's still event situations that give you some sort of reward at the end, which is the spirit at this point. Oh my God,
I completely forgot about stickers. You're spot on.
Yeah, I did too. It's just how memorable they were.
I mean, like I loved collecting the stickers too, and the stickers I didn't really see. There was some buffs that the stickers gave you for functionality and stuff, but nothing like this. Nothing like as deep tiered as this. Because I was watching it again with Brian, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, each person can have their own spirit." And I was like, "Wait, it gets better." And there's like 3 spirits per spirit.
And I was like, that's like very like Pokken-esque, where you have like your backup, but then they have supports that you can pull in. And it's kind of like a Miitopia type thing that you could do with some of that.
The team level or whatever is very reminiscent of Dragalia right now. Dragalia has your team level based on your mana circles, all this stuff. So you send your team out, and it's based on the team level, how well you do against other opponents. They have a recommended level that your level should be. So I'm seeing a lot. I'm just seeing so much stuff taken from other games that I like, and I think this is probably the mode that's going to be for me the most, just because it's a collect-a-thon.
It's got Loki and Jean.
Yeah. Well, it's just a matter of I don't know. I'm such a huge history buff about it, and like I said, the trophies and the stickers and stuff were definitely my favorite things in Smash to date. Like I couldn't really care less about the fighting when they were talking about online play and you have your Smash power level and all this stuff. I'm like, who cares?
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Math Man in the chat brings up a really good point. He's like, man, I really hope somebody's in there from Golf Story. I didn't even really think about they could really go with like some indie stuff. Like they could keep adding to this. They could we could have a direct in March where they have like 10 new spirits that drop in, and they've a Celeste one, and this could be a thing. This is. It was funny because after the very first watch, like the moment this part ended, I was like, I don't know about this, guys. I rewatched it again. I listened and talked to all of my friends, and like now might be like not most excited, but probably one of the most excited parts of this game that I'm looking forward to. I wanna see it. I want to put my hands on it and see, where this road goes with this spirits mode.
Great. All right, let's move on. We have some new assist trophies to talk about here, and some of the characters that have been long rumored to be in Smash were kind of shown as assist trophies, so they kind of got that Waluigi Shovel Knight treatment where we're like, oh no, they're going to be in the game, and they're in the game, but they're not playable. But that includes Thwomp, which I don't know how Thwomp wasn't in there already. I really thought he was, but then once I saw him, I'm like, oh yeah, he's not there. But Yuri from Fatal Flame, we saw that Donnie mentioned earlier, which is an awesome poll.
Yeah.
She's got her camera, the obscure, and it does the thing. That was cool. Awesome. That was good. That was really good.
It was. That's probably one of the best done assist trophies that I've seen so far. That was really good. We got the Black Knight from Fire Emblem. As I made the joke, he looks like the Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Exactly what Brian said.
Yeah. 'Tis a flesh wound. Springman. Yeah. We got Springman from ARMS, so we got our ARMS character in one way, shape, or form. Not that I care, but he's there for those that like him. Isaac from Golden Sun was shown, which was fun to see that kind of done too. Guile from Street Fighter was there. This was a really cool one, except no Sonic Boom. Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Flash kick. Was it me, or did he and maybe I just not the Street Fighter person. He sounded like almost Russian. Like when he was saying, I just felt like it was a little off. I was like, why does he sound like that?
I think they're taking the voice clips from the most recent Turbo one that was ported.
Okay.
He still should be American. He's not.
Yeah, I was like, why does he
he's
a USA
fighter.
Foreign? I don't know what's going on. Not that it really matters, but
hey, Jean-Claude Van Damme played him in the movie, and he doesn't sound American either.
True. Touche.
There are 59 new assists. Well, no, 59 total assist trophies in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which once again is a weird number. Why just go 60? Why just have 59?
It's just all the numbers are nuts. This whole game, like on a stats wise, it's crazy.
So I did say it actually outnumbers the number of Pokemon for the first time in Smash history. You can get more assist trophies than you can Pokemon that pop out of the Pokeball, which is pretty cool because that's a lot when you add them in all there together. So it was good to see them there. Amiibo.
Woo!
So we knew they were coming. This is Caro's favorite stuff to talk about. So all the new fighters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, including the unannounced DLC, will get their own Amiibo figures, including Ken, including Incineroar, and the Piranha Plant, which they showed off the Amiibo for that. Simon Belmont, King K. Rool. The currently release time frames that we got for the figures on the way, coming out with the launch of Smash, is Inkling. It's only the Inkling girl, though, they're doing, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do a variant.
Which is fine. I mean, they have so many of them anyway. So. There's already like 10 of the Amiibo Inkling kids anyway. So we're getting Ridley and Wolf all on December 7th, which are pretty cool. King K. Rool, Ice Climbers, and the Piranha Plant are dropping February 15th. And then Isabelle, Pichu, Ken, Young Link, and Daisy are all coming just in 2019, as they said there. So I'm kind of done with the Amiibo game. I know Donnie's kind of moved on to the cards. For me, but you did pre-order Ridley though, Donnie, right? So you're getting at least one of them. I currently have no plans to get any of them. If I see them on sale somewhere, I'll snag them, but I don't anticipate seeing these things anywhere. But Caro, I know you jumped in and started pre-ordering stuff right away, right?
I've had Inkling, Ridley, and Wolf on pre-order since E3, and then I got all 3 of the February 15th ones pre-ordered today, and the Diablo 3 Amiibo.
And the Diablo 3 Amiibo. So there you go. Caro's got them all. They do look really good, I will say that. The molds that they're doing right now are just so cool. They're very good looking.
I'm sorry, but the definition of the Piranha Plant's pot, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even being facetious here. It looks great.
You like his curved form?
They could no.
He's got nice curves, they said.
Nice curves.
They could have just gone with, slick normal pot. The pot's got like terracotta definition to it, man. It's great.
Just 4K pot?
Normal pot.
$15.99 plant pot.
Can't get that much pot for $15.99, I don't think.
Yeah, I got Ridley because Ridley looks amazing, and I got Corrin from Japan because they did a restock over there. But yeah, I'm kind of out of the game. It's got to be a very iconic character or something that just looks really, really cool.
You should have told me. I would have just sent you Corrin. I have Corrin. I don't even
the girl? Female Corrin?
Boy or girl?
So. I think I have the girl.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so no, you're not getting Isabelle, Kevin?
Oh, no, I said that on the thing. Yeah, I'm getting Izzy. I'll get Izzy, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I might, but I didn't get all the other Animal Crossing ones, so I don't know.
Nobody cares about the other fucks. Yeah. The Mabel sisters were a spirit.
Yeah. All right, so more amiibo coming, and they'll show off the other ones. Like I said, they didn't show off Simon Belmont yet, so we'll have to wait and see when those comes, as well as the additional DLC fighters when they're announced. As we know, the last amiibos came super late, like Cloud, Bayonetta, and Corrin. Like they came late.
We were waiting on that a long time.
Later.
Now, Caroline, we've been discussing this quite a bit for a few shacks now, but we may mention on the Nintendo Direct they said all new characters would be getting an amiibo, and we're kind of operating under the guide that all characters were going to have an amiibo form, and I'm not sure if that's the case.
Well, Donnie. Ice Climbers aren't new.
Ice Climbers aren't new. Pichu,
and neither is Young Link.
Listen, these are the only 2 characters after all of the new ones and all the ones that have been announced. These are the only 2 characters that were not new characters that they wouldn't have made amiibo on. Snake and Pokemon Trainer. You can't tell me they're not going to make those 2.
We'll see. We'll see.
Why would they not? They're going to piss off a whole bunch of people.
They do a lot of not stuff a lot of the time.
It's true.
They're going to make a Snake amiibo.
Konami will only let them use Snake because they already loaned him out, but they're not going to loan out a model for him to make an amiibo for. I could see them doing something stupid like that.
Possible.
I mean, they can't. I don't know. All right, so let's get into the online stuff real quick. They did detail the different online modes we'll have there. Matchmaking this time, instead of doing for fun and for honor, as they called it before, or for glory, I think it was, it's now 3 different factors going to use to determine how you're going to pair up with somebody. It's going to be preferred rules that you select ahead of time, your global smash power, aka like kind of your ranking, and then your internet connection, not necessarily on speed, but based on geographically where you are. They will try and pair you up with somebody closest to you geographically first before reaching out to somebody across country or in another country. We will have players can play through other modes while searching for an online battle. So you could basically start a matchmaking setup, jump into a different mode and kind of play through. And we can go through that. And there are certain modes you can play while doing an online matchmaking. Not every mode they did say, but they didn't say which ones were available. They just kind of showed to people doing different matches while waiting for the match comp. And basically a thing will flash across the screen saying match found, and you could jump out of your game and do that instead. Elite battles now are available for high level global smash power people. So we made the joke that Jason Lacey would be there in day 1 because he's just going to grind the heck out of it and get to that level there.
That's really awesome, by the way. To be in that like upper tier exclusive club to where you get to go and have, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's insane. Smash tags. This is where it got a little weird. I don't get this. Every player, you basically create your own smash tag. You pick like an icon, you put your name in, and then when you play somebody online and you beat them, you will take their smash tag. Now they don't actually lose their smash tag. You basically just claim I beat this person, like a bounty.
It's like a dog tag.
Exactly.
But they explained it later, which I wish they had done it earlier because I was sitting here thinking, that's the stupidest thing. You exchange them for currency to buy like spirits and stuff. Yeah,
or amiibo outfits, everything like that. You get gold for doing that. So, but it does keep track of like basically your wins that way. It seems like because of this, I'm wondering, and it didn't seem like this based on their description, that let's say I play against Donnie, and Donnie beats me, and he takes my smash tag. I know it's a very unlikely scenario, but I just got to give an example, guys. Go with me here.
I appreciate the hype.
Donnie beats me, takes my smash tag, and then he proceeds to beat me 5 more times. I'm assuming he doesn't get my tag.
I think you get like 5 of them, yeah.
You can? Okay.
I think so.
Because I do know they show you overall wins, and I can't imagine them just continuing that.
No, I think it'd be like a little number next to the tag.
It's like a ×5 or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, those are there. It's a neat feature, kind of like a bounty you get for beating people, and you can claim, hey, look at all my tags. I beat Donnie, I beat Jason, I beat Caro. You can bragging rights, I guess, really. There's local cooperative multiplayer, so you could do coach co-op. Let's say Lucas actually leaves his house and goes and visit Jason, and they're both playing on the couch. They can then set up an online match and play against somebody else who's playing 2 players on their couch at home. So me and my wife can go against Jason and Lucas. So they only pair you up with another pair playing co-op as well. But that's another little bonus feature that's kind of cool. But the coolest feature I think of online, hands down, is the battle arena, which we're going to use, I think, a lot over here in PSVG and make us better land. You can create custom battle arenas. You pick the rules for that arena. It basically, the overworld, if you will, shows a wrestling ring. And you're able to drop your token if you want to be in the match if it's not full. And you will be in the match and fight. You can line up people if the match is currently full. You can line up outside waiting in queue, basically, or you can have your character go sit in the stands and spectate said match and watch it all go online, which is really, really cool. It's basically our way of setting up tournaments from what I can tell, because it doesn't look like there's any other way of setting up a tournament online, at least not that they detailed, other than doing something like this.
No,
right? Because we didn't see anything as far as brackets or tournament or anything, right? Like, this seems to be it.
We've had the Smash thing on E3 that showed the tournament thing.
That's what I thought, but they didn't talk about it all here, so I'm kind of wondering. Because I think they would have went over in the online. Because they went over every different factor in online, but didn't mention it. So it's kind of...
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. Either way, the Battle Arena seems really cool. I can imagine just doing a drunk Smash night, getting everybody in on Twitch watching, and then just drop it in the game, and they can try and jump in and try their hand at taking down Jason Lacey, or they can just spectate and watch the chaos that will ensue for sure. One note that's not here in my notes, but I do want to point out, they kind of made a point to highlight the fact that, hey, you want to try and have a stable internet connection. So basically, they're encouraging you to buy the $30 LAN adapter now too. So now you're already looking at people. If you have the GameCube controller, you have that wire, your adapter wire going, your LAN wire going. There's a whole mess. We're looking at the Splatoon Squid headset type scenario all over again.
Right now, just one correction: the Smash Bros website does list tournament as a separate mode.
Okay,
with
cool.
The bracket and everything.
Awesome.
But also with this, I was a little confused with this one because at first the way they made it sound like if you had a really good internet connection that like it'd help your global Smash ranking or something. Like it would maybe you'd queue up more often. I know that they said that they were focusing on regional Wi-Fi networks, that they were going to keep people closer together and whatnot because of the focus on eliminating.
Well, so that's one of the pairings was that it's going to look for people close to you first before going across country. So if you're doing random matches, obviously. So if I'm booting up, and it's not going to pull somebody from the West Coast. It's going to pull closer to me first, and then if there's nobody available, start going farther and farther away, kind of deal. But yeah, you're right. They just made a big point saying like, hey, you want to have the fastest internet connection possible, which I mean is kind of a no-brainer. And my experience with the Switch online, like you're sitting near the router, you're okay. But sometimes if you're farther away, it's not so great, and you get drops. And we've seen it all with our Splatoon and our Mario Kart night. Stuff happens. And Smash, I can't imagine doing like 4 people, all that stuff going on at once that there's not going to be lag or disconnects to. So it's probably not a bad idea. It's just, once again, another expense that people want to start lining up. And let's be honest, if you can buy it now, because when this game launches, you're probably not going to find those LAN adapters
You
anywhere.
do realize that any Ethernet adapter works. Yeah, I've used the ones from where you can buy these things on Amazon for like $6.
It's just a USB.
It's just a USB thing. You don't have to buy the
cool. I just wasn't sure if the dock would not recognize it or something somehow. Knowing it. Okay, cool. So everybody get your LAN adapters anyway then. Mobile plans. They are bringing a feature to the Nintendo Online mobile app as well for this. There's a new service going to be called Smash World. You can post and watch videos on there. It will allow players to voice chat with people in other battle arenas. They kind of just said more to come in 2019. They didn't really say when it's coming. They just said not till next year. Don't worry about it, guys. And Smash World will be accessible through the Nintendo Switch Online app or on smartphones and tablets, just like Splatnet does now, essentially. So it's cool. Like you said, Jason made the point. It's good for people who can't capture video on their own. But we'll see. We'll see how effective it is or how long you can record the video.
I mean, I'd still rather post it to Twitter than this thing.
Yeah, I agree. More people will see it on Twitter than this thing. But
right.
All right, so some extra details were highlighted as well. Number one, we didn't mention it earlier. When you start this game up, you're only getting the original roster. That's it. You get Mario, DK, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, Pikachu. You have to unlock everybody else, which
some folks are pretty upset.
Think is awesome. I am so happy about that. Like, I like that idea. I want that hunt to keep me playing. Right. Everybody's just going to grind until they get those players. I have no problem with that. It gets you playing the game longer. I'm fine with it. I'm very happy that this is not just simply pop it in and, hey, everybody's here. Cool. No, I want a reason to keep playing.
I just hope that it's not some like win 10 online matches to unlock such and such.
I don't think online's going to be a factor in it.
I think a lot of people are upset because they didn't detail how to unlock them all. I'd imagine it's like a conglomerate. I imagine you're going to be able to unlock some with Amiibo, some in Spirits mode, some in the Ultimate Light mode. Like, you're going to have to kind of bounce around to get everybody, I think.
I think World of Light's going to be a major factor because especially at least for existing characters that we've had in any Smash, because those are probably the ones that got their spirit taken away or whatever. And as you beat them in that game, like you beat the Dark Mario well, in this case, not bad. You beat the Dark Luigi, you unlock Luigi. I think that's how it's going to work. Is once you rescue them, they come back to you, and it's just the new characters that have never been in Smash are going to have to be unlocked in a different manner, whether it's, just regular play X amount of matches, whatever the case is. I think that's that's how they're going to unlock. They did unveil a Mob Smash mode. Let's player battle an army of fighters kind of over and over again. It's an endless fighter, essentially. They just keep dropping in. You can select the music tracks associated with any given stage to pick on there. So you kind of you pick your favorite stage, you pick your favorite music, and just rock out and see how long you can last against this never-ending army of challengers that drop in. We talked about the challenges a little bit already. They'll give you different goals you have to go through. You can earn in-game rewards. And they kind of lay out them as like a comic book page. So as you beat a challenge, it gives you a page, like a picture, kind of fills in the picture. So it's like a puzzle as you unlock them. What game? The 3DS had that thing. You had the puzzle. What was the thing? The 3DS had what was it?
Picross?
No. It was a game that was free in the 3DS that you went and you got pieces to the posters for games.
Puzzle Swap?
Yes, Puzzle Swap. It kind of reminded me of that. Like as you beat these challenges, it fills in that part of that portion of the puzzle, so you get the artwork reveal that's going to be there. They will have the shop, as we mentioned earlier. You can buy the different items for your Mii fighters. You can buy spirits that'll be available there, as well as music tracks that you can add to your repertoire of in-game music. Another factor that they highlighted, which it is a cool thing, didn't really need to be talked about for as long as they did. 11 languages are in this game for text and character voiceover, which is very, very cool. But they spent a good like 5 minutes detailing like, here's so and so's name in the 11 different languages. Like, it's there. Extensive player stats are recorded for each character you go through. You'll be able to view your stats, your wins, your losses. What type of modes you're winning in. It's all saved there in the game, as we expected that to kind of be in there. Replays can be saved, and you can kind of edit them and make it like your own highlight reel, which is kind of cool. Separate brightness and sound modes for dock and portable,
like in game, not even like at the system level. Like you do it in the game. That's
in
weird.
the game,
which is pretty. It's a good feature, but once again, it's a weird thing to kind of highlight in there. But so like if you have it in the dock and you pull it out, it'll like if you have it set up, it's going to lower the brightness but turn the volume up, or whatever the case is. So it's a pretty cool thing. It's just kind of weird. And then adjustable fighter levels for online only. Basically, the handicap you can make certain players stronger, certain player weaker. It's an offline mode only, which Johnny kind of gave a "oh man" about. But hey, you got to figure people can't run in there with a +3 handicap online and just fight randos.
I was wondering like if you could at least do it like in local, like the battle arenas or something like that.
Like if you do friend mode, like if you're battling a friend.
It's just off. So
So that kind of wraps up all that information they threw at us. There was just a lot to absorb here, but I think overall it's been overwhelmingly positive vibes off of this big time. Not that this game's had any bad vibes, I think, but this just kind of put the exclamation point, I think, at the end of everybody's
hype,
bewilderment. Yeah, hype. Yeah, another exclamation point at the end of hype. It's hype exclamation point.
I don't think the game has any deserving bad hype, bad PR, bad reception, but I definitely feel like there's a lot of people out there that are talking about like they're tired of hearing and seeing about it, and they've seen everything, and it's a constant thing. And I don't think this direct did any favors for any of people that are coming from that angle. Like going over language modes and brightness settings and settings and how to navigate the main menu, like all of that was way too much. Like nobody needed any of that. That was too much.
Well, here's the thing, and I agree with you on that. Like, that was the stuff that you kind of didn't need. I just meant, like, all the news they gave us, nobody was like, oh, man, only 80 characters total, stuff like that. But I will point out, yes, it was all unneeded and kind of long in the tooth for that stuff. But you got to remember, we're in a day and age where we don't have instruction booklets anymore. So when you think about it, if you have all these features, you don't know unless you mess with it.
I actually enjoyed when they talked about like the modes that they had, and they went in like every character has like a tip sheet, and you can see their move sets and all that. Like I was like, I'm definitely gonna have to read some of that. Right.
Yeah. So we're in a different age that now they have to do things digitally, and the direct was kind of used as almost an instruction manual for Smash. But you're right, a lot of stuff we didn't need to know, and everyone was kind of like, "Well, I already bought this game. I'm just waiting to see y'all gonna reveal another character by the end of this." And use a trailer last.
That's an interesting trend that I'm seeing, where it's basically just about the characters. Like, like that's only anybody really cares about is their new characters and do I like them or not. And like they're judging what everybody has to say. And I would say that like today, the modes, the spirit mode, the World of Light mode, that overshadows everything for me.
Yep.
You know, I could have lived without Ken and Piranha Plant and everything else, just knowing more of those modes and having to actually watch it. It was a lot to digest. If any, I mean, I liked the direct, I really did. But if anything, I would almost wish that like maybe they just kind of change it up or maybe slowed it down. At least when they got to those modes, especially like that first spirits, man, it was a lot to go through because they were like, they were showing stats and weapon changles and throwing stuff in and trading spirits. We don't even know what spirits are, why they're there. Like, you know, like it got really confusing for the moment. That first time, I was like, I don't know what's happening. Caroline, we need help. Carol, where's Caroline? But yeah, it took a minute to wrap my arms around. Once I wrap my arms around, I'm excited.
It took a minute for me to come back because it was like, no trophies, no trophies, no trophies, no trophies. Okay, what are we talking about? What? It's not a spooky thing? What?
Yeah, it was weird. So Mathman asked a quick question here I do want to address in the chat. How many assist trophies were in the previous iterations? The number they listed for this version seemed low, or was it just him? I think Mathman initially, what I thought as well too, was that seemed low, but then I realized that they don't count Pokemon as assist trophies. So I think in the previous iterations, it was around 30. So this is almost double what we saw in assist trophies that were out there. And that's kind of where I think the number seemed low as initially. I was thinking, whoa, there was way more with Pokemon, but then they made a point saying Pokemon were totally separate there. So before we wrap it up and kind of wrap up the show and kind of end all this, anything you do want to nitpick about this, and I'll go first because I only have one thing really, and it's not that big of a deal, is I'm glad they unveiled the final characters and we know the whole roster. That's great. To me, they seem to have saved the most lackluster characters for last. In my mind, like had you not, if this went into it and you announced, Ridley here, Simon here, like you announced the big ones first, and then you're like, by the way, you got Ken.
Yeah.
And then Piranha Plant, like.
Yep, I felt the same way. But I think the promise of a DLC of 5 more people coming will keep it going for some time.
Oh, definitely. I just hope that they could. And Bad Bit's giving me crap for Piranha Plant, but he wasn't here when I talked about it the first time. I said Piranha Plant is my favorite out of the 3. I wish that because they didn't talk about any super amazing characters coming in, that they'd at least tease one of the 5 DLC people. Like give you just some little thing, like a hint. Yeah. To get the hype up there. But that's fine. That's fine. So, Donnie, I'll have you go. Anything you want to nitpick about it other than the long in the tooth mode?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't really mind how they structured it. I think if they had a King K rule or a bigger reveal in this one, that would have overshadowed the modes. And I think that was kind of the point that they were trying to do. I think they could have. Yeah. I think they could have conveyed the modes a little better. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think that's the best way that they could have done it. I think they could have done it like a little simpler. They could have, instead of trying to show you everything about the mode, they could have just introduced us to a new mode. And like, here's the new mode, and it's got RPG elements, and you're going to collect this stuff, and show us some characters in that, and move on. Focus on the characters that were in that, instead of just putting them in the trailer for us to pick apart. Actually say, like, Shantae's here, Jean's here, Zapdos is here. Like, maybe doing some of that would have gotten people a little more excited instead of people trying to figure out what was going on. But outside of that, I'm excited about the modes. I want to know if there's like, I don't think there's going to be, lots of cutscenes in this adventure mode, but I want to know, are there? Like, we haven't had a whole lot of like character, movies in terms of introduction and whatnot. Like, is there some of that? Like, are we going to get, 4 cutscenes along the way where we get 10 guys together and all of a sudden we see a cutscene of them, doing something and, they keep going. All that I'm excited about. So that would be my only nitpick. All
right, ladies last, Caro. Anything you want to nitpick?
I think I already said my nitpicks about Decidueye instead of Incineroar, and I just want to play the daggone game.
I know, right? After today, they
7th.
Yeah, and they didn't give us a global test smash. We all kind of thought that was coming, and that was and there was nothing there. So real quick, Mathman wants to know top candidates for DLC characters. I want just one from each of you, and then we'll wrap up the show. Caro first.
That's not
this
happening.
Lovely lady.
That's not happening.
I know it won't happen. If Shovel Knight's an assist, Shantae won't even be an assist. Rex, Pyro, or Mythra from Xenoblade 2, please.
All 3 of them. We have 5 characters. You want 3 of them from those?
As one character, like Pokemon Trainer mode.
My Pokemon Trainer idea is perfect.
You're just trying to fit them all in there. That's not happening.
But it would work. It would work.
Okay. Donnie?
It was one of I wouldn't say a nitpick, but like I don't know if I'm looking forward to just more and more Smash character hype. Like this train has been churning for a year now, and it's just like the moment they were like, "This is all it," and I was like, "No, it's not. There's totally a DLC plan here." And the moment they put up DLC, like 2 minutes later, I was like, "Oh god, here we go again." And Gino and Isaac and blah 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 blah. You know, everybody's like keep going. I wouldn't mind putting a Zeno character in. 3 is too much. Rex doesn't get it, but Pyra and Mithra, I'm in. I'm in for Pyra and Mithra.
Put Rex in the background
No, I don't want it. Nope, I don't want that at all.
Mithra
would be great, I think. She's got an attitude that I think fits for Smash better than any of the other characters. But I will go out on a limb, and I want one of the Guardians from Breath of the Wild, or one of the champions. Sorry, one of the champions from Breath of the Wild. I would love. I would love for Rivali to fly into Smash or something. That'd be amazing. I'd love for all 4 of them. Like I would buy that Smash pack.
All 4 of them could
I don't think we'll get that. Skull Kid, I think think way more than Piranha Plant. Way more than Piranha Plant. I'd rather play some Skull Kid. I don't know. A Pokemon or 2, like maybe a Fire Emblem from the new Fire Emblem game. One of those characters, something like that. Oh, wait a minute. We're talking about Professor Gad from Luigi's Mansion would be freaking awesome. That'd be really good. So, I mean, there's tons of... if anything, what an example of how deep Nintendo's legacy is that they have a spirit mode where they're just putting up little clip art images of the people and, like... I'll upset one of our Sony fans in our chat right now. The roster in Spirits mode is better than PlayStation All-Stars. Like, get rid of all of Nintendo's main characters, and the Spirit mode roster is better than PlayStation All-Stars. Mm-hmm. And that's like their...
Don't talk trash about Piranha Plant. Watch your mouth.
It's like, we can't get people in the game, so we're going to throw you this other thing where you just get to see pictures of them, and they're better. Like, those 500 people are better.
Say the frame rate doesn't drop like it did in that game, so the clip art was much better when they
It's just, this is the power of Smash. Whether you are a Smash fan or not, that's another thing I'm hearing a lot, this week, is I don't like Smash. I want to buy a Switch, but I don't like Smash. And it's like, well, they've got Kart and Zelda and Mario, like, there's things for you, but the power of Smash is that it branches across all things Nintendo, that it can kind of rev up, awareness and rev up the talk from all these different fan bases. Mm-hmm. Fire Emblem, Xeno, Mario, Yoshi, Kart, everything. Zelda, they can all get in on Smash. It is just that big, gigantic, it's that Nintendo universe game. That's its power. And dude, they are leaning into it big time with this thing. I remember I remember when we got the Smash unveiling. And we started talking about all the things it could be. I remember making the joke on a Nintendo Shack. I was like, they're just going to put all the characters in. And we're like, no, that'll never happen, blah, blah. And then they totally did. And then when they did that at E3, and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe every character on all these stages are in. They can't do anything else. And then this game has like 14 modes and all these, this is the biggest game. Like, I have no idea how I'll see half of it. Like, there's so much to this game. It's huge.
That's true. All right, so my picks before we wrap up, I think we're going to get Banjo. I know everyone kind of keeps laughing at it, but I think out of those 5 things, I think that's the one that makes it. I think he's one of them that makes it. Not that I necessarily want him in it. I'm just saying, I think that's the one that will get people hype and get people to buy a season pass. Like, oh my God, Banjo's back. Like,
yeah.
Other than that, I would like to see Chibi Robo, and I think it's not out of their own possibility because a lot of the Mii Fighter costumes, like you have the Inkling costumes, but yet the Inklings are still playable. You have Link costumes, so it still could be there. So I'm hoping for Chibi. And then I'd like to see some more Animal Crossing folks, like a Tom Nook character. Type they're hitting people with like a bag of bells or something like that. Like I think that could work as well too. Just because there's only 2 there, and yeah, like we got Mega Man, he's the only one. But there's some of our more established Nintendo franchises have more characters from it. That I think Animal Crossing could fit at least one more in there and be fun there too. So,
got a new game coming out. Makes sense.
Yep. So. I think that wraps it up. We've talked more than enough, I think, about the Smash Direct here, considering it was 40 minutes long, and we talked more than 40 minutes about the presentation. In typical Nintendo PSVG fashion, we always do this, so
it needs to be done.
It's all good. And any due diligence, Donnie? I'm normally not used to hosting this, so what do you guys do to wrap up the show?
No, that's it. We just wish you farewell, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Okay. Hit up the website, psvg.blog. Follow Was it at Shack Life on Twitter or at PSVG if you want to follow the whole thing? You can find our Twitter handles right under our little cubes here. So follow that if you want to follow us. But that's it, folks. Donnie, sign us off then with your trademark phrase. Can't use mine.
Good night, Kooplings.